I opened my eyes to a message that hit like a dagger turning in my stomach. $22,000 had disappeared from my balance. Taken, not by an anonymous cyber thief, but by my sibling, Lena. She didn't merely steal cash from me. She destroyed the faith I'd held onto like a delicate family treasure. My fingers trembled as I gazed at the display, the reality settling in like icy metal. You're going to listen to a tale that continues to torment me, since what I chose to do afterward reshaped our whole household. My existence was straightforward, yet it belonged to me. I built it bit by bit with hard work and self-denial. Extended hours at the storage facility, lifting boxes until my spine ached, saving every penny for a vision I guarded secretly. A cottage up in the hills. Perhaps a world where I could relax. I shared it with no one, not Lena, not our mother, not anyone. They never inquired. I was the reliable type, the person who always appeared, who always agreed. Lena was the opposite. She was ablaze, devouring all around her. Her commitment celebration was approaching, an extravagant event she'd arranged with the accuracy of an orchestra leader. She'd bombard my messages with images of light fixtures, plush linens, foreign vintages, her tone piercing in audio clips. "This is my spotlight, Noah. It's all that matters." I'd mutter approval, dash off a brief response. But her statements always carried a bite, as if she was probing how far I'd yield. Mom was her reflection. She'd ring late at night, her speech loaded with demands. "Lena has a lot to handle, Noah. Support her." Support. That expression stuck to me like misty haze. I'd transferred funds to Lena for her vehicle installments when she was sorting her life. I'd paid her bills when she overlooked one. I convinced myself it was short-term. Siblings aid each other, correct? But every send eroded my aspirations, making me empty inside. In those times, my flat seemed like a prison. I'd linger by the glass pane, observing flakes coat the lamps, sensing the burden of an indefinable thing. Then arrived the dawn that shattered me. I was in the lounge area, Java sour in my mouth, when my device beeped. A financial notice. $22,000 vanished. The recipient, Silvercrest Hall, Lena's selected location. My pulse pounded in my chest. My reserves, my tomorrow, pilfered, and the harshest element, I hadn't authorized it. I wasn't aware how they got into my profile, but an individual had, someone I relied on. I headed to Mom's place, wheels grinding over new powder, my exhale clouding the glass. I didn't phone. I had no need. Mom was in the den, crafting something uneven, the screen murmuring. Lena was present as well, sitting on the side of a seat, browsing her gadget, her gem armlet reflecting the glow. I raised my device, speech quiet but firm. "Who committed this?" Lena didn't react. Committed what? $22,000, my funds, your site. Mom's crafting tools paused. Lena locked eyes with me, and there was a smirk keen as shattered crystal. "Calm down, Noah," she uttered, her manner derisive. "You're not using that cash for anything. No spouse, no children, no existence. It's my commitment event. Relax." My torso constricted like a hand gripping my core. Mom averted her gaze, her quietness more resounding than speech. I pivoted and departed, Lena's laugh cutting through the atmosphere like a chilly breeze. But that wasn't the most severe. When I reached my residence, my device was a battlefield. Message from Lena. "You're turning this into an issue. Cease." Rings from the site. "Transaction problems, sir." Recordings from Mom, her tone fragile. "Let's resolve this discreetly, Noah. Don't escalate it." I didn't reply. I contacted the financial institution, declared the deal as deceit. My speech steady despite the shake in my palms. I submitted a law enforcement document, the agent's writing scraping like a timer. I connected with each supplier Lena had reserved using my identity. Camera expert, music ensemble, specialty pastry maker. I annulled everything, but it didn't seem sufficient. Lena had been draining me for ages. Vehicle costs, food supplies. Her entire being depended on my quietude. I accessed the billing setup for her apartment. Yes, I'd been funding part of her lease for weeks, just until things settle, she'd claimed. Gaze moist with false sorrow, I accepted it. What an idiot. I removed my details. Lease was owed soon. Sorted out, Lena. My device continued buzzing. Lena's messages became savage. "You're insignificant. You're envious. You're ruining me." I didn't respond. The facts were emerging. The following dawn, quiet met me. No messages, no rings, just the drone of my warmer. It ought to have been comforting, but it resembled the calm prior to a storm. I was correct. By noon, Lena was at my entrance, pounding as if to break it. I observed from the upper window, her form sharp against the frost. She pushed a message beneath the entrance, her script like a venomous scribble. "You believe this ends? You're gone to me. I didn't fury. I didn't fracture. I stored the message. its heaviness less than anticipated. For the initial occasion, her terms didn't wound. I wasn't afraid of solitude, but I wasn't done. I phoned the financial institution once more, closed the profile Mom still could reach. An error from when I'd rescued her from a single predicament. I shifted the remaining $3,000 to a fresh profile, secure. I was cutting all links, burning all connections. Then the site rang. Lena had attempted to restore the reservation, asserting I'd changed my mind. I clarified, deceit. Law report filed. They consented to forward me each communication she'd dispatched. The storm was approaching, and I was prepared. A few days on, a ring arrived from an unfamiliar digit. It was Lena's betrothed's parent, Ruth. She requested a gathering at a cafe on the town's outskirts, her speech tense as if suppressing a yell. I attended, uncertain what awaited. Ruth appeared exhausted, her gaze dim as she slid a binder over the surface. "Examine this," she stated. Within was a borrowing record, my identity, my location, $12,000 obtained, accessory shops, a getaway in Miami, a $1,500 luxury timepiece, a borrowing I'd never requested. My veins chilled. Who performed this? I questioned, already aware. Lena, Ruth replied, and your mom endorsed it. My mom. The lady who'd nurtured me had assisted Lena fake my signature, empty my prospects, and remained mute. Ruth gave me a storage device, messages, invoices, evidence. Lena had informed her betrothed I'd consented to finance the gathering. When he confronted her, he departed, bag in tow. I traveled to the authorities that evening, submitted another document, personal theft, deceit. I secured my finances, contacted the creditors, began unraveling the chaos. When they inquired if I wished to pursue legal action, my response was instant. Yes. I dispatched one message to the kin group discussion. Lena secured a borrowing using my identity. Mom endorsed. The authorities possess everything. This isn't a confusion, it's an offense. Then I muted it. The consequences were rapid. My relative rang, furious, promising to disseminate the facts. My kin shared images of Lena's deceptions collapsing. She informed all I was resentful, intent on demolishing her. But the evidence was unbreakable. Her realm collapsed. Her betrothed departed. Her apartment forfeited. Her event wiped out. And my folks, mute like the frost beyond. I'm not the villain in this. I'm not the rescuer either. I'm simply the sibling who ceased bearing their load. For the first instance, I selected myself. And I'd select myself once more. If you were in my position, grasping that message from your sibling, aware of the disloyalty she etched into your existence, could you pardon her? Share in the remarks. Because I'm still grappling with that inquiry.